Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I'm Mr. Blast, and today we're taking a look at the My Arcade Pocket Player Pro Super Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers Edition, officially licensed by Capcom. And spoiler alert, it's only okay. This is the box itself. The handheld is extremely similar, if not exact copy of the Mega Man Edition I just did a review on, so please check that out. But yeah, I like the box. We're just jumping into this, guys. No fluff, no messing around. Here is the unit on the outside of the box. We're gonna take a look at the unit in a minute here with some gameplay. Here's the two games it comes with: Super Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers, and Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition, which is both of the Genesis versions of these games. Here's the clamshell, officially licensed titles. With something missing. This is missing modes because you can only play one player on this. You can also not do what they call the turbo code to speed up this game and make it play like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, because you can do that, I believe, on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo of those games. This game plays fine because there is a turbo setting built into it, and this is probably the one you're going to spend more time playing. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the unit itself with some gameplay, and let's see if maybe it's worth it. Okay, so now that we've got the My Arcade handheld out of the box, here's what it looks like on the front. It looks pretty good. I like the art that's on here. It's got I've never seen this custom art for Ryu before. Bison looks very similar to what I think I saw on the Game Boy Advance port of Super Street Fighter 2. That was actually a really good port, by the way. I liked it a lot. The sound effects were okay. They were a bit tinny on that version, but being able to play that particular game on the go, almost an arcade perfect version of it at the time, felt really cool. Now here we are, fast forward to 2025, and My Arcade has done a ton of games like this, including Mega Man, Galaga, Pac-Man, games of that nature, all on these little handhelds. Unfortunately, this version of My Arcade Capcom with Street Fighter games only has 2 games on it. You have what we're playing right now, Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition, and then of course Super Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers. Now, I will say for sure I like playing Special Champion Edition a lot more than Super Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers on this handheld. I can't stand how slow Super Street Fighter 2 is. I wish that there was a way to put a code in to get this game to work faster. However, you can play at least this version of the game in turbo. You can turn it all the way up to, I think it's 10 or 11 stars, and just go ham on it. I like that it has 6 face buttons on it. It's very reminiscent of the Genesis version, which is awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to play Street Fighter 2 on the Genesis with a 3-button controller. It just doesn't work. You just can't do it. So of course, right above on the right side, you can see where Bison's head is. There's just a home and a start button. The home button basically resets the unit back to the main menu, and you can select another game. The Mega Man Edition had a reset button at the top because that one more resembled an NES controller with a start and select button at the top. It has the same exact D-pad, where this one works okay, I guess, for Street Fighter. Pulling off, you know, quarter circle, half circle, fireballs and whatnot. I did whiff quite a few moves. So, I mean, everyone plays differently. I tend to not completely roll my thumb back and forth, so maybe that could be the reason why I whiffed some of these moves, but I don't know. That's completely up to you and how you guys play the game. So it does play well with this game. Now let's move on to Super Street Fighter 2. Okay, so now we're moving on to Super Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers. And I would easily say that this is not a good version of the game simply because of the sound. The sound is not great at all. The Genesis version of this game wasn't good to begin with, but I overlooked it because at the time it was the only way I could play this game. I don't think I ever played it in the arcade as a young one, but I was playing it at home on my Genesis and I loved it. This was the version I played. I never really played the Super Nintendo version, so at the time, this was the only one that I knew of. Now, playing this, it's ingrained in my brain as to what the game is supposed to sound like, and it just doesn't sound good. It plays fine. with the exception of the D-pad that they put on this. I really wish, just like the Mega Man version, they had put a more cardinal direction D-pad on this, similar to a PlayStation controller, as opposed to this strange disc circle pad that they put on here. You can still pull off moves. They just don't come out as smooth as you'd like them to. My other issue with this handheld is it needs more games, straight up. Capcom did put some really good games on the Genesis, and I don't think that it was fair for them, for My Arcade, to only put 2 games on this for almost the same price as the Mega Man version. The Mega Man edition had at least the first 6 NES games built in, but this one, no. It only has 2 games. We could have gotten Ghouls and Ghosts. We could have gotten Classic Strider, not Strider 2. We don't like that game. We could have gotten Mercs. We could have put Mega Twins, Saturday Night Slam Masters. That would have been a great addition to this handheld. It would have been totally worth it just to be able to play, let's say, 4 or 5 of those games on this handheld, as opposed to just running with 2 Street Fighter games. You know, we know Street Fighter. We've played it plenty of times, but for some reason, all we got was these 2. It just, there's something off about only being able to have 2 of these games on here. I really wish that a little more effort would have been put into this. The price of this was right around the same price what I paid for Mega Man, which was right around $40 US. And I gave the Mega Man edition a pass because, again, I had 6 games to play. I could finish Mega Man 2 and I can go and play 3 or 4 or whatever. But we just didn't get that here. The value is not there. I really wish they would have added something else to it. It's a nice handheld. It does get your hands cramped up, and I don't have very large hands to begin with, but my hands did cramp up after about 4 or 5 battles playing this. So just bear that in mind. If you have larger hands, you probably won't be playing this for very long. This will look cool on your shelf, maybe put back in the box. Just don't forget to take your batteries out. Don't leave your batteries in it. You will ruin it with battery acid, as many of us did when we were kids. And like, oh, you dig out your Game Boy and oh, there's batteries in it. Oh crap, there's battery acid everywhere. So don't do that. Would I recommend this product? That's a tough one. I would say yes, with a really, really big asterisk. You have to be diehard, hardcore Street Fighter fan or somebody who really likes handhelds. This could be something you bring with you for work, so you don't have to like bring your actual, you know, I don't know, a Sega Nomad. That won't fit in anyone's pocket, but you get what I'm saying. Something cheaper, on the cheaper side, you'd bring with you. You know, I would definitely recommend the Mega Man edition over this probably any day of the week, simply because the value isn't there for this. So I will leave a link down in the description below if your curiosity is just going to go, hey, I like Street Fighter that much, I'll just buy this because I want something that looks different and unique. Again, that's completely up to you. I go ahead and buy these things to show you guys if it's worth buying or not. I'm going to probably say no, in my opinion. Again, if you want something cheap to bring with you that you don't care if you lose it or not. But then again, $40 is $40, you know what I'm saying? So kind of look at it that way. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I am Mr. Blast. If you'd like to check out my live streams, I live stream pretty much every day over on Kick and Twitch. I will leave those links down in the description below. I will also leave the Amazon link that I found this on. Try to get it for cheaper than 40 bucks. Please do. It's worth it if it's less than 40. That's all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all on the next video. Later.